Hi everybody, and today we're going to play with candies. Who doesn't like to play with candies? Tell me. So I just took some silicone molds from my wife. I hope she'll forgive me. And I'm going to make candies. Red one, black one, dark ones. Some of them that looks like those black, what you calling them? Licorice. And they will look, some of them will look like bagels, and some of them will look like round chocolate candies. And we will play with it, and we'll make a jar out of it that will hold them together. I'm using for this project, I'm using resin from South Africa, Art Expression, and I'm using some of the paint that I'm using. Some of the pigments are alcoholic pigments, so it'll be a little bit see-through, and it'll make them a little bit more soft, so I can work with them. I found out that if you put a little bit of alcohol pigment, it takes a little bit longer to set 100%, so you can still play with them a little bit. So, and of course, if you like what I do, don't forget to like my channel and to subscribe to my channel. And if you have any remarks, put them down. Remarks. And the bell, of course. It will tell you every time I put another video. I usually put it once a week. I'm trying to put it once a week. And so now I'm going to use, for this project, I'm going to use a piece of oak. And it's going. This piece of oak is going to be my dummy. That everything I'm going to put on top of it. So first I'm going to square it. I'm going to give it a tenon, and then I'm going to shape it the way that I want the jar to look like. And when I'll have the shape that I want for the jar to look like, then I will start playing with the candies that there are at the moment. Setting up. First we'll score it nicely, put a tenon, take a piece off in the end, so it will sit nicely in the chuck, and then we'll continue. Now it will be time to do the shape of the dummy. Why do I call it a dummy? I don't know. But that's something that you can put on top of it, everything. So I think there is a better word for it in English. I'll find it. And now that will be my vessel that I'm going to use for the resin. And now I'm going to do the shape of the jar. That basically will be the shape of the jar. And now slowly, you can see they're a little bit softer. Now slowly I'm going to put all the pieces of the cookies and the candies, and I'll cut them and I'll shape them and I'll put them together, and I'll glue everything with super glue on this dummy. Of course, that for this one also, all the work that I do, I use the black line tools, the parting tool, the carbide tools. All of them that I'm using is from the black line family. And slowly I'm put them together. I cut and I glue and I put in places, and I leave some spaces so the resin can fit in, and you can see that it's a see-through. It's a transparent resin. Now I'm going to put it in the pressure pot, and I want to show you, I'm a little bit oldish already, so I'm battling closing those wing nuts. So I decided to make a tool to close the wheel nut, have a look at this one. If anybody needs some information, how did I made it, it's very easy. You'll see there is also on top of it, it's a nut, so you can use a normal ratchet to use it also if you don't want to use the handle. And it's much easier for me to close the wheel nuts this way. I hope that I gave you an idea. And now it's out of the pressure pot, and we will start working on the jar. First, let me take it off, and then we will start. Hopefully everything is in its place. Nothing came loose, and there is no bubbles, and we can start working on it. Plenty of resin. I'm trying to keep all of it together. That's me behind there over there. It's me over there. I'm keeping all those shaves, and I'm going to use them later for another project, so they're not going to the dustbin. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to do a recess in the back, and the recess is for the next step that I'm going to use for the jar. It will be another way to hold it, but that will be the base also. I'm going to, of course, like I'm doing all the time, I'm going to do that is the mini tools for from the black line. A little bit of a feature, and I'm going to send it normally from 180 all the way to 600, and after the 600 I'm going to use the water sanding pads. And after that I'm going to use the Nova, the 3.2 Nova, till I'm getting the shine that I want to get. For the wood I'm going to use, first I'm going to use, here I found there is a bubble, so I decided to fix it, and I'm going to put some resin inside there. I'm not going to use the super glue, I'm going to use resin. I made a hole a little bit bigger, so I'll be able to put resin much easier inside. And as I said, for the wood I'm going to use Yorkshire grid, and after the Yorkshire grid, because I'm going to use it for food, I'm going to use also honeybee wax for the final polish. The white novus is for the heavy scratches, and the brown novus is for the light scratches, and I'm using both of them. The way that I do it, first of all I run it on a very low speed. When I say low, it's about 700, and then I'm using high speed like 2000 to polish it out properly. Now I part it with the parting tool. I use the other chuck as a support, so it's not going to fall and scratch and break or something like that. To make life easier, I just first drill, and then I'm going to cut through to the line till I'm getting the resin, and then I'm going to play between the two directions, the speed on two directions, to see what's the easiest way, and I'm going to clear it till I can see clearly the resin, and I'm getting to the thickness that I want to have. You find out as you start cutting off towards the wood, as you start getting the resin coming out and the colorful resin, then you know that you start hitting the resin, and then you have to be more careful. The way that I joined them, the way that I've done it is that in the end, if I go too deep, I'll go through. So I have to be very careful not to be too thin, to give it enough space. Now the only thing that I'm doing now is I'm just going to round it down. It's not how it's supposed to be, but I'm just going to round it down. So when I use sandpaper like that, I'm not going to cut myself. So I've done it already before and I cut myself. So this time I have to be very, I didn't want to cut myself, so I round it down, and then I'll fix it later before I go to the next step. The same thing, novus 150 all the way to novus, then Yorkshire grid in the inside, and then honeybee wax because it's wood food, and that's basically how it looks like. And before I go to the next step and to the next stage, I'm going to put my logo, and half of the project is already done. You remember that I parted, so I'm going to have this piece, and from this piece what I'm going to do now, I'm going to do a lid for the box that will fit as a part of the same shape. What I'm trying to gain, you will see as I'm doing it, I'm trying to gain to the same size and the same shape as the base. So the base and the lid will be almost identical. So it will be like, it will be symmetric. That's the right word, symmetric. I like to put those lines. I think it looks nice. Yorkshire grid, and then of course wax, bee wax, and bring back the color and turn it around and make a top, like a handle that will look like a bagel. I'm trying to make it look like a bagel, so it will be a little bit different. And this is the mini blackline mini tools. Very nice to work with it, very easy to work with it, goes everywhere. Maybe not the right thing to say. Sandpapering, the same thing as I do all the time. If you have any questions to this project or any other project that I made, don't hesitate to ask me. I will answer every question that there is, even the difficult ones, even the one that I don't like, I will answer all of them. I hope you like this project. If you do, give it the thumbs up. If you don't like, thumbs down, and put remarks. It will help my channel. If you subscribe, it will definitely help my channel. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in my next video. Cheers.